Hey nerds, and welcome to Flash, Theories, and Conspiracies. I'm Brian from Good Nerd, Bad Nerd. So this week we had a great episode. This was the second part of our Gorilla City Grodd two-parter, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, not much changed. We did get some answers, which I knew we would, about which gypsy it was. This was the Earth 19 gypsy. Really quick, Earth 19 has a lot of breachers. They have a lot of people on that Earth that can breach. So it's interesting that nobody else figured out the kind of cipher test that they sent out when that world is full of people who can breach. That's just kind of a side note. But that being said, it really was a great episode, but there wasn't too much new that there's to talk about. So first, Argus. At the very end of the episode, Barry mentions that Argus is going to take Grodd and keep him in captivity, and he references that the King Shark incident. And this is the group that has King Shark. They are a kind of a secret government agency, as you would expect. In the comics, it's directed by Amanda Waller, and this is actually the branch of the government that the Suicide Squad is kind of under or based out of or in control of. So they are an interesting group, but that's, if you didn't catch who they were or know who they were, that's who Argus is. They were introduced to the Arrowverse from Arrow, actually. They're more apparent in that show, and they've only made a couple appearances in The Flash. So next, the big question with this episode was, did Barry change the headline? The headline was, City still recovering after guerrilla army attack, or something along those lines. But did the headline change? Now, there honestly wasn't too much damage. Even in the battle between Solivar and Grodd, there's no collateral damage that's happening. They're on the roof, they're jumping up and down the buildings. Mind you, a lot of this is just an issue of CG and effects, but when the gorilla is jumping on the AC ducting, it's not even bending. There really wasn't much damage, so I think it is fair to say that that headline did change. But this is something that Barry was concerned about the second he realized Grodd was on Earth 1. Now, we don't know for sure, but I think it is still fair to say that that has changed. Now, all of it all leads back to Savitar. So how did Savitar arrive? Well, it's really hard to say. Honestly, he appears. But what we do see is how he appears. And the two questions are, is it a breach or is it time travel? To me, it looks like it's a breach. Now, what does this mean? Because from what we understand, there's one Savitar. There's only one, and he is kind of across all dimensions. So is it possible that there's some sort of kind of Philosopher's Stone-esque thing that is on every Earth, and he can be freed from any dimension? Tough to say, but my guess is this was a breach, and he was helped out by someone else, possibly another dimension. But really, at this point, can't say. So, what do you guys think? How did Savitar escape? And do you think it was a breach, or do you think it was time travel? So, let me know in the comments, guys. And until next week, this has been Brian from Good Nerd, Bad Nerd, and this has been Flash, Theories, and Conspiracies.